Well, hi everyone. I have a special guest here. This is a longtime friend. This is my friend Yarka. And Yarka and I, oh my goodness, we have our original connection. If you're watching this, you're either watching it on our LaborDaySingles.org website or you might be watching on my YouTube channel. But Yarka used to be with Campus Crusade for Christ. And of course, my ministry, that's where it started. We call it Crew today. And I was originally in Slovakia, which is where she is. It's where she lives. Um, I guesstimate it was like 22 years ago, and with Stacy Sample, who some of you guys know as well. And Stacy was a missionary there with Crew, and she invited me to come, and I got to meet Dara, who was a new Christian. And eventually, like a year later, she met Jeremy, right, Yarka? And got married and had a bunch of children, and I'm still friends with them today. But through some of that process of knowing Stacy, and I eventually came back to Slovakia many years later, I was introduced to Yarka. And so I don't even remember how many years ago it's been and how it kind of started, but tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Hello. So we met maybe 9 years ago or 10 years ago, Kris.
Yeah.
Uh, and I think it was through Stacy Sample and then Dara and Jeremy when I got introduced to you and your ministry, and I was very impressed by what you do. Um, so yeah, I am well, I'm not a missionary anymore. I used to be a missionary with Campus Crusade for Christ here in Slovakia and in Spain. I also served in Spain in 2015 and 16. And now I am back to teaching. So I am a qualified teacher, and right now I am teaching at a high school. I'm teaching history and English language and literature. And yeah, that's
But you
me.
still, but once a Christian, I mean, once a Christian, always Christian. I'm saying once a missionary or someone who evangelizes, someone who likes to lead and teach, that hasn't stopped. And that's why we still work together all these years because besides being a teacher and having influence over children, which is awesome and wonderful, you also have Eden, which is a really neat place that you have ministry and you do all kinds of things. You've done singles events, women's events, married and single events, and lots of different things. And one of the reasons why I wanted to talk with you today and tell people about you is because with our Labor Day singles retreat, we pick charities every year. We pick ones in America one year and ones outside of America. And these are organizations that we believe are doing what God has called them to do, and they're making a difference where they are. And so we raise money and support not only financially, but even creating a connection between somebody who might say, "Hey, I'd like to come to Slovakia. Could I come and serve? Could I come and be, maybe come on a mission trip and come alongside you, Yorka, and what you're doing?" And so we want people to partner. We want more and more people to be missionaries, not only in America for Americans to go, but even people in Europe, because I do a lot of work in other countries, that we need to come beside each other, support each other. So throughout the years, Yarka, we've done a lot of things together. But tell them about why you have Eden. What is your heart behind it?
So basically, when I felt that I should actually go back to a secular job and leave my missionary kind of field, um, I had a chance to become a life coach. So yeah, I was kind of going through the training, and I became a life coach, and I was looking into counseling, Christian counseling. I also wanted to go to the States to study Christian counseling, but at that time it didn't really work out for me. But what was very powerful was one encounter with a lady um, from a Baptist church. I'm from a Lutheran church, and this lady from a Baptist church actually asked me to come and meet up with her. because she had a dream, and in that dream, God actually told her to sponsor me, to open up, kind of like, Christian counseling, space, in the kind of like city center. So she inherited some money, and she was asking the Lord to show her where to invest the money, where to put the money for Lord's kingdom. And so she called me up, and she said that she feels that the Lord was telling her to actually, to sponsor, something that I am doing. And I just had a kind of like a dream and a prompting and a vision from the Lord that, uh, I should, like do this kind of ministry, like inner healing, counseling, Christian counseling ministry. And that actually, was a great confirmation for me. And God gave me and gave us, not me really, but gave us, space, in the city center. So the lady had it kind of like in her dream that there would be a space, and actually we got the space. And so we called it Eden. And now it's like a multifunctional Christian, space where people can get, prayed for, or we have, kind of like prayer meetings, Bible study meetings. People come from counseling. And for example, now, we are going to start, kind of like language classes, but it will be, you know, language slash, you know, Bible study classes. So we will be doing chosen Bible study. And, yeah, and people that would like to, get a kind of like a kickoff, um, with their English, they can come, um, 2 days a week. And so a friend of mine who is also a teacher, English teacher, and she's a believer, will be doing that during the summer. Um, so we have like many things going on there in
This is
Eden.
wonderful. Wonderful. So people probably don't know much about Slovakia. They don't know that, and now we're not going to have enough time to share all the different things, but give people just a couple sentences or whatever of like what is the spiritual background of Slovakia or the religious background, like the history, a little quick history, because a lot of people, my generation will remember Czechoslovakia, and at some point in time it split into two countries. But what was the belief system of most Slovaks?
So Slovakia is a beautiful country in the heart of Europe. Um, we have a beautiful, I would say, beautiful nature. And, it's like, in a way, similar to Switzerland or Austria. But yeah, we have this, I would say, communist or socialist past. So, for example, the generation of my parents and also my grandparents, they lived through, socialism. And, so they were neglected to, um, to God's word, to even have the Bible at home. We couldn't have the Bible at home. Um, so me growing up, I was growing up, as a non-believer. And, because my mom was a teacher, she was not allowed to go to church. So this is just kind of like part of also my heritage and my history. But, yeah, since 1989, um, Slovakia, has been kind of like on its way back to God. But we are more like Slovakia is more of a Roman Catholic country. Um, and yeah, Slovaks try to keep their um, um, religious traditions, and they still go to church. Many Slovaks go to churches. There are not too many evangelical churches, but there are some very, very, um, like, mm, I don't know, like on fire
Yeah,
churches.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, many people believe in God. So when you ask them, they say that they believe in God, but they don't really know that they can have a personal relationship with Him.
Yes.
And yeah, they pray, but maybe they don't really understand, like what they're praying. So many times I also need to explain these things to them. But
And again, so if you're watching this, this is why it's so important because Yarka is she herself didn't grow up with a belief and wasn't allowed to. Her culture, her parents, grandparents were not allowed. So when she came of age and she found out about Campus Crusade, how critical para ministries are, and of course, what we do with the Labor Day Singles Retreat is a para organization under my own ministry, Kris Swiatocho Ministries, which also has its roots in Cru. And so we are very supportive of Christian, faith-based Christians following Jesus, ministries that are out there as missionaries around the world, helping to bring Christ into countries. And so we're so thankful for those who came to Slovakia and did the same thing. And also they reached Yarka as well as others because it's changed her life. And as a result, she continues to minister through her church, but also outside of her church, working with people, meeting with people, explaining, counseling, helping, encouraging. I've had the blessing, we've done several retreats together. We've done for married singles, we've done singles, we've done women, one-on-one, one-on-two, one-on-three, and everything in between. And so I just wanted to highlight a little bit about Yarka, who she is, what she's about, and just any opportunity to be praying for her, supporting her, because we want Eden to continue. We want the Bible studies to continue, the resources, the lights have to be paid for, the supplies and resources and things like this. And so school teachers are not wealthy in Slovakia either, just like they're not wealthy in America. And so we want to continue to support what she's doing and care about her. So if you want to know more, information will be listed below the video and you can find out, you can contact her, and who knows, maybe God will call you to go to Slovakia and see the beautiful place. That looks a lot like the North Carolina mountains, the Appalachian Mountains. It feels very similar, looks very similar. But she lives in a beautiful little town. I always say it wrong. Košice. Did I say it right? Košice. And a beautiful little town, the beautiful downtown center. And I love walking all over it and meeting some lovely people. And so we thank you, Yarka. Thank you for your heart and your love. One final question. What is a scripture verse that right now is very important to you, or one that you love that really helps that you really helps define or carries you through those tough days of ministering to people? Any particular verse?
um, I think I don't really have a verse right now on my mind, but I just know that I want to um, just keep on loving, people, and spreading, spreading the the love of Jesus, and just I just want to make Him known, and um, I want to invest in God's kingdom. So yeah, maybe that
We
we
want to
should.
build his kingdom, not our kingdom, right? And we want to love people into Jesus because I've never heard of hate anyone into Jesus works, but We want to love them in the Lord, hold them accountable, encourage them, support, train, come alongside, and just continue to do the work God's called us to do. So thank you, Yarka, for your time today, as always, and I look forward to our next journey together. If Lord willing, I'll be back in Slovakia next year. And but again, please contact Yarka if you're interested in learning more about her, or maybe God is calling you to bring her to America, which would be wonderful. You never know. So thanks, and until the next time. Bye, Yarka.
Thank you. Bye.